Jessica Guerrero,
Right.
aka Crimson in Rose Bloom, right?
Crimson Rose and Bloom. I know it's confusing, but
It's a long one.
yeah.
aka Crim sometimes. And of course we have Angel
Again,
and Fifi and Haken on camera. And thank you Marco and Efran. Here we go.
In the control room over there.
In the control room. Okay.
Making our job a lot easier.
Making our job a lot easier. Well, today, I should say Jessica on set or Krim. I'm not sure which one. She's gonna be talking about her paint. I don't know. Sometimes some of it is cosplay, some of it is face painting. Or how do you usually I don't know. I guess we'll just start going with our questions. How would you describe, the kind of painting that you do? Different. You do a variety, right?
Yeah, I try to just do a variety. I mean, I started off as cosplay, and what that is basically, for those that don't know, is it's basically just replicating a character. It could be a superhero, it could be a just anime character, it could be some sort of, really just any character, cartoon, anything like that, and you basically replicate it as best as you can while adding your own little spin to it. So I've done different cosplays from different animes, like Attack on Titan, also just Naruto, different. Tokyo Ghoul was one of my recent ones. So from there, that's where I started off, and now I'm doing more art, I guess. Face paint, I started off as cosplay with Sally, and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, she has a lot of, the main thing about her is the face paint, and so I kind of just got into that, and I just started experimenting with different looks, and yeah, I'm known for doing a lot of scary stuff, but I also have tried to incorporate more natural makeup looks.
Yeah. Did you go to makeup school?
No. I
What?
No, I get asked that, and no, I've never gone to makeup school.
Self-taught?
Self-taught, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Did you do side painting, or you just learn how to do makeup?
No, it was just on my own. Really, I just picked up a brush, and from there I kind of just went with it. I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from them too. So.
That's really cool.
What initiated the first makeup phase?
Well, it was actually kind of funny because it was about 2 years ago. My boyfriend and I, we went to the Nightmare Before Christmas concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and we wanted to dress up because that's really one of our favorite movies, Nightmare Before Christmas. So he went as Jack and I went as Sally, and I was like, oh crap, I have to do all the makeup and all whatnot. So I did the best I could, and that was the first one, and I kind of got hooked after that, so.
That's good.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I gotta keep doing this. Here's some of her photography. This one, what would this one be called? It's like that.
You can't see it.
It's like
Okay.
it's like your earth one. I always felt like it was like a.
Yeah, that wasn't one of my first makeup looks. That's basically, I guess, the universe, the galaxy look.
Okay.
I've done a couple of those variations. I'm working on my 4th one right now. Really what it is just a bunch of blacks and blues together and freckles as they would be like galaxy stars, Should I just start?
Yeah, just
Like,
start. Just go ahead and start.
Today
Wait.
she's doing a special treat. She's gonna be doing her Q&A, and she's gonna be face painting live. So, it's beautiful display. The first time I seen you do your makeup was with the most recent video that you've put up, where you did the behind the scenes of one of your a little zombie one. I forget.
I don't really know what that
Oh,
was. It was
okay.
more like a demon.
A little demon one, but I really liked that one. The video was really cool. I wish you could have passed that one, but anyways, here we get to create another one where we get to see the way you start adapting the paint onto your face.
Mm-hmm.
You said that some of them you already know what you're gonna do, but some of them, like for the spontaneous photo meets, do you know what you're gonna do? Or
Usually I don't know until like an hour before the meet. I'm just usually
you'll
it's
go.
just a lot of mistakes, and I kind of just go with the mistakes. You know, that's kind of what art is just going with the flow, and so you know I make it work. So
You
That's
do.
good.
I try.
You really do. I mean, part of a lot of the work that you, well, I don't know, there's a lot to put out there, but in the photo meets that we go to, I know it's something that we've talked about before. Angel and I were like, we like that you get a lot of like footage, and you don't have to be like, I don't know, you don't have to be like, I'm like extra. Like you'll just have to, you just have to be there, and people already really like it. Do you enjoy that, or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like seeing new faces, meeting new people.
Yeah.
You know, at the meets, you never really know who you're gonna meet. There's a bunch of different characters, and they have their own thing to bring. They're all different, the photographers, the models, and they have their own thing. And I think it's kind of cool that we're all gathering together, just doing our own thing and presenting that to the world, really.
Right. Oh, there was another one we were talking about. When you
Hmm.
take your pictures, because you don't only do your own makeup, but you model in it. And when you do your modeling, do you usually let the photographer kind of catch you in the kind of way that you want to be caught, or it just happens? Or
I think it depends on the face paint, because like if I'm going for something like scary, then you know I want to, I guess, exemplify that through my facial expressions. But not only that, but I guess the tone of the photography. Like I know every photographer, they have their own style, and I think that's what I like best about the meets is that they bring, you know, like I have the same look for each meet, but there's so many different ways that it's interpreted, and so I don't know, I just like the variation that the photographers bring.
So you would say you do keep a track of on also the photographers that take pictures of you.
Yeah, like I've come to know like certain photographer styles and what I like about their style, and then you know I work with the ones I'm also comfortable with as well. So
yeah.
That's good.
Let me see.
And does it help you putting the makeup and having the makeup set up? Does it play a big role having a photographer be able to re-emphasize that feeling or that character's emotion or any other thing that you want to portray within that character? Can they emphasize it, or can they even capture that moment, or do they just capture something outside of it, just a good picture?
you know, sometimes I think it just goes back to the photographer's own spin on it. I mean, they have their own different style, and sometimes they create something that I don't even see within my art, and so that in itself is their kind of art, you know, like, so they're making art from, I guess, my art. So, like, it's really cool seeing that.
Multi-layered.
Yes.
Oh man. I had asked the other artist that we had, Daniel, earlier about the similar theme that we've noticed. Well, not even, I mean, a lot of the one that sticks out, maybe it just sticks out because we don't, like I said, we don't get to see like special effects or like horror or like really amazing like images outside of like high production like Hollywood or like if you're in the film industry or in the photography, like if you're in there in that kind of game, which is not a lot of people have access to there, but here we're able to create it, you know,
Right.
and create such like professional work. I forgot where I was going with that, but I mean, do you think? Oh, that was actually the horror thing, as to why it's a reoccurring theme within a lot of the artists out there, that we like to create those. Do you think that there's a specific like reason or correlation to it?
I think maybe it has to do with the the thanks for the invite meets. I
Mhm.
mean, I think that kind of, I mean, everyone interprets it differently, but I think sometimes it's kind of associated with maybe being an outsider or not really fitting into society's norms. So I think that kind of gives people a space to like, oh, you know, I have this idea and it's not really normal, and you know, maybe society won't accept it, but I could do it here because I feel comfortable. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just an open space, I think, that people feel like they could create something.
Right.
So when you do your makeup, do you usually stay within character, or do you step out of character here and there while still being character?
I mean, I think sometimes I step out of character, but I don't know, it really depends on the makeup look. Sometimes
yeah.
I feel like I'm more, I guess, confident behind the makeup, just because I'm being someone else for a while, and that's kind of limitless, you know, like I could be someone who I want to be within the makeup, so yeah.
So that's one of the other reasons why we said let's have Jessica talk about the Q&A without just talking the Q&A, but actually seeing, you know, the whole process. Yeah, because would it be different just talking about Crimson, or is it Jessica? Do you have
I don't know. You tell me.
Right now we're seeing Crimson, right?
Right.
And then for the Q&A questions, talking about Crimson, is it Jessica who's
I'm like, it's all one.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, people always tell me there's body and mind, but then there's people that's told me, well, the body and the mind are all in one, you know. So
or
I'm
like,
just like, I don't know.
it's just, you know, stating what, you know, like you're like Daniel incorporated both in his social media, saying that it's, you know, his art, his photography and his art, you know, and you know, just in the meets we see a lot of your pictures, just, you know, your characters. So that's your artistic, you know, outlet, right?
Right.
You being Crimson is you being this persona who likes to, you know, do makeup, or likes to, you know, be a scary person here and there.
Or a fairy, or the sun. This one was the sun. This one was one of the ones that that you did for one of the photo meets, right?
Yeah, street meet one.
The street meet. I like how in all of them you incorporate not just face paint, but a whole character, right? You'll go out with like contacts and wigs and outfits. Like, does it? Well, of course you've done it for a while. How long have you said that you've done makeup for, or cosplay in general?
Cosplay, I started in the summer of 2016, so just last summer.
Oh, okay.
This year.
Yeah, and then I just started face paint in, I think in February, this February.
Nice.
It's almost a year.
I mean, I like a lot of your themes. Also, like you said, you incorporate a lot of nature. That was a lot of, like, you'll do the universe, or you'll do, like, your last one was like the kind of the flowers of the tree one.
Oh yeah.
The flowers.
And then before that was the fairy, right?
You've done some
Yes.
fairy ones. Does it become costly in a way to do the whole character, or is you find your methods?
So I mean, honestly, sometimes it does, but usually I try to use a lot of the props that I have. Not even props, just like the contacts. Also the face paint, I try to like mix and match, so I don't have to like buy do new contacts, new face paint or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just try to make do with what I have, really. I mean, a few of the contacts that I have, they're actually sponsored by Spooky Eyes, and so
Shout out to Spooky Eyes.
yeah, Spooky Eyes. So I don't have
Thanks,
to
Spooky
pay for
Eyes.
those. Thanks.
No.
These are awesome.
They are. I mean, you've had a variety. You've had like white colored contacts and I think black colored contacts, these blue colored contacts. I really like this look too. I mean, you don't only have the role, but some of them you even place the scenery to them. So you even have another dimension of like how interactive the character becomes,
Right.
Right.
which is really nice.
So you were saying you do a lot of these props DIY. Is it because it's expensive cosplay, or just dressing up or recreating certain characters, or is it easier to just put a little twist and a little more of yourself within the character if you do it yourself?
I think yeah. Going back to the second choice that you were saying right now, like the last cosplay that I did was Sheik from Zelda, and I made the harp by myself. I did some research online, and out of paper mache and paints and whatnot, I was able to make my own, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
But like I was looking online, and it costs to get it made costs like $80+, and I'm like, I'm not about that life, so.
Who's a struggling artist? Everybody raise your hand.
So I just think it's also more fun just creating, because no one else in the world has that prop that you made, like. So I think it's also just the creative side of it too.
Right. Also, the photographer made it look like it was like $100 worth.
I know. In the pictures, it comes out like it's a real harp, like.
Yeah.
The editing.
Which is really cool. But of course, I'd say you do this for fun, or have you ever? I mean, you've also done it for like a job, like modeling, right? You've done like the cosplay modeling and stuff.
Yeah, I used to do the cosplay modeling. I guess the artist of the art gallery, he had an art studio in Tustin, and I went to WonderCon, and that's when I was dressed up as Sally, and my boyfriend was Jack, and he saw us, and he invited us to his gallery to model, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so since then, he had been inviting us just different characters and
That's
just
really cool.
different looks, and it was like a 3-hour modeling. It could be like a 3-hour long pose, or it could be also just like short poses, I guess.
Yeah.
So it'd be a few minutes to 20 minutes and whatnot, and so it was pretty fun. But unfortunately, he did pass away recently, so he doesn't have his studio anymore. But I appreciated the time that he gave me there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That's a good.
That was a really unique. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
Is there other ones that happen?
I'm sure there are.
one of a
I don't know
kind?
if there's any unique to cosplay, but I know like for sure like nude modeling and whatnot. There's different studios that have that.
Yeah. But to incorporate something just out of the ordinary, because most of the time you go to even to school, you get your model who is completely naked, or you get a model that has a shirt and clothing, but outside of that you don't get to add it unless you add it yourself,
Right.
unless you imagine it. But if you have a place where they're already giving you all the props, you just gotta give it a scenery, then it's even better, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Did cosplay or the characters that you create help you with modeling, or did you do modeling on the side thing?
Oh no, and before cosplay, I never even liked being in front of a camera, to be honest.
No?
No. No, I mean, I think it kind of brought me out of my shell, cosplay, and I think that's why I continued to do it. It was just something I enjoyed, and the creative side to it, and just, being someone else again. It was just being able to incorporate not only creating different looks, but just being different identities, like
Yeah.
I wasn't limited to just one.
I agree.
And
I know I find it hard. Like, I mean, I do a little tiny bit of modeling, but I find it hard to when there's a camera, like what to do. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like when you have like Rob came, when you have a character, it's easier, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know if it's easier, but I feel like, I don't know, for some reason you make the pictures look amazing, and like you've been doing like 100 years of modeling.
Right.
I'm like, I really like it, and I appreciate the work that you put out there.
And then the paint supplies that you use for your characters, is it just any ordinary face paint supply that you pick up in any art store, or is it a specific?
Well, I've been experimenting with different face paints recently. I've just, you know, I want to see what consistency I like best and whatnot. Like I've been using Mayron liquid paint. That's pretty good, but sometimes it cracks, you know, like it cracks over time. So I want to
Something that would last a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's this one, Crayola. That one's pretty good too, but it's really just about finding what's best for the look that you're doing, you know?
Okay, just combining it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good.
Pretty much.
So devil, right?
Devil.
Or what is it?
Something like that, yeah. I'm just looking on the screen and my teeth look all crazy white. Like a Colgate commercial.
Colgate, guys. Brush your teeth twice, floss a bit. Right, Fifi?
Okay. We're just waiting for this to dry.
All right. So what led you to go to your first meet? Because was it just the character, dress up as a character, or you had gone to a meet before dressing up as a character?
I mean, honestly, it was pretty random. I ended up going because a cosplay photographer friend of mine, he had ended up going and he invited me. I was like, okay. But he didn't end up going to the meet that I went, so I kind of went alone, and I was just like, what am I doing here? You know, like, it was intimidating.
But you were already dressed up.
Yeah, I was dressed up. So, it's pretty.
It's pretty good. Right. Just waiting until everything's put together.
Right.
And we get to see the other side.
The other side
the
of
modeling
it.
side.
The modeling side. So much pressure. And I gotta say, it's kind of weird doing a live
makeup
feed.
feed.
Yeah.
But you know, the audience is eating it up. They're like, what is she using? Is she using eyeliner? Is she gonna use, you know, MAC?
It's MAC.
Right? All right.
Only the best for my makeup looks, right?
Right. You heard that, guys. Heard everybody? Only the best. Any more questions, my fellow host?
Do you want to take I'm sure, of course you do other stuff besides the cosplay and stuff.
She's saying, what's your daytime job?
Is it really daytime? No, I just do like want to take art into like another field, like as like a job, or do you find it? Oh yeah, I didn't have this on.
Yeah, repeat the whole question again.
Yeah, do you want to take this outside as like a job one day, or like to work in movies, or do you just like
horror film, stuff like that?
You know, I actually, maybe not like in the industry like that, the film industry, but I definitely, because I'm studying social work, a master's of social work at USC right now, and so what I kind of want to do with this, since I'm obviously into it, is kind of incorporate art as a way, like an art therapy kind of, because I know there's people who just, you know, they go through traumatic experiences and they don't like, you know, counseling isn't for them because they don't want to talk about their experiences, and it's difficult, and sometimes, you know, that's okay. And they need another outlet, and art could be another outlet for them. I know it is for me, and a lot of other people go to the meets. So, you know, if this is something that they're comfortable with doing, then why not make it available as an alternative to counseling, you know?
Definitely agree. I mean, that has always been like a very big goal of I don't know, well, I've heard it in like in other artists, like within the education system, which art is always unfortunately like the first field that gets cut within the fundings and like all types of sectors, not just like public sectors, but even in schools. Well, those are public, but I definitely agree that incorporating what you've already been doing with school and now with this new love of art, that you can do both, which is really beautiful. I know Angel's definitely talked about it before, where you wanted to make like a children's book out of your art.
A children's book out of my art, artwork that I've done to, you
and
know,
your poetry, both of y'all do poetry too, which is really cool.
Right. Well, which I have, you know, not put together poetry night like we had talked about, but it's still in the process. Now I have to relocate my facility somewhere else.
Well, like we were just talking about, sometimes, I mean, now it seems like there are more places where we can display our art, not just through social media, but there's more cafes opening up around the city, or, you know, there's a bit more of
an opening
to the arts within the
to
main
expression.
The main public sector of, and I feel like we just have to find the right place sometimes to display, or the right team, you know, to be able to do that. But I'm sure that this poetry night with the photography is gonna come out when it will, you know.
Right. No, but you stated before that this is an outlet, and have you put together a concept of how you want to show the people that you're going to be working with how to set it up so this idea can just not just be on a piece of paper, but it's actually shown?
You know, I haven't really thought that far, but I guess on the spot right now, just thinking about it, I think what I would want to do is just kind of make it an option, because I am going to be interning at I guess an agency for individuals who have gone through sexual or domestic trauma, so like sexual violence, rape, all of those traumatic, unfortunate events, and so they have support groups. So I feel like maybe incorporating it into a support group, you know, where the individual doesn't feel like they're, you know, they feel like they're in a community where they're able to express themselves. I feel like it may be easier than just the whole one-on-one, you know, therapist with the client, you know, like it'll be, I guess it'll be maybe be easier to express themselves in that way.
So it's kind of saying, here's some paint, show me how you feel.
Yeah, like they don't even have to explain what it is. I mean, it's really just about creating that, I guess, that form of expression, and from there just, you know, just seeing how they, if anything changes, they could. And what I mean by changes, like, you know, like if you keep going once a week, and then, you know, say someone creates a picture that has a lot of, you know, dark images and whatnot. The point of the therapy is just to express themselves. So it may change, it may be constant. It, you know, it really depends on the person's circumstances. So I think it's kind of good for the individual to look back at their art pieces and like, hey, I was in this spot, but now I'm here, you know? So I think that could be therapeutic as well. And that's kind of how I interpret the pictures that I take, because, you know, there's kind of like moments frozen in time.
Right, and then that's something that that our our before guest was speaking about, time that you set aside and time that it's either wasted or time that it's used wisely or time that it's just put aside to slow things down.
Exactly.
But this time frame that you're talking about, you're trying to eliminate something from it, like just trying to gather it up together in one room and making it faster for everybody just to kind of talk about it, right?
Right. Exactly.
So for this, for say the whole makeup, do you want to also involve photographers, friends that would want to help you reach this project or help you want to develop it, into just not just an idea, but slowly building it up?
I think so, because I think art comes in different forms. It's not limited to just painting or drawing and whatnot. It's photography is also a form of art. So I feel like if we have that as an outlet, then that definitely gives more options to people who may be interested in it. Maybe they don't even know that they're interested in photography, but they try it out, they like it, and it works out for them.
I mean, I know it's something that was really new to us when we first met everybody. I had never done any kind of scene like what we experienced out there with TFTI, where people were just doing them. We were like, oh, this is all just happening just like that. Like everybody just
it's
it's
okay
just
with
gathering, and everyone's
okay with their picture being on social media. Is it should we be worried who's taking it, who's not, what's being used?
Right.
But everybody just seems so welcoming, and everybody seemed so just open to what everybody was doing. They didn't judge, they didn't ask questions. They just grabbed the camera and then just started taking pictures.
Right.
I thought it was in my head I was like, is this World Star?
No, I mean, it's like,
but it was
yeah.
something different. I mean, it's like it was just
you would only see that mostly like in school sometimes, or something that's like organized, like
a club,
like a club,
like a protest, like like an activity or like a union.
It was like that, This all came about because people wanted to do it. Nobody was telling them to, It was like, let's just get out there. And like you said, a lot of people do use what they create as an outlet, and it's a really
right. Half of our team here right now is it's from the meet. We all met each other through the meet, and I guess, and we all came to notice that we had similar taste and and ideas and how to push each other as an artist. And you being one of the artists is like also allowing other people just to see that it's not just a pretty face or a nice figure being taken picture, but just that's what Josie was trying to say earlier. Just everybody finding an outlet and how they wanna show it.
And there's like something for everyone, like what we talked about. Like this person's gonna get so much joy from taking that picture.
Look, there's much better
to you
color.
being taken the picture to others seeing the picture.
Right.
It's like it's multi-layered, and I really like it.
It's a multi-team.
It brings different sectors of the society out here in LA. I mean, I feel like not everyone's out there like asking like what they're doing, or how did they get their camera, or how is it that she has access to so much makeup, or it's more like we're out here and we're sharing it. Like there's really no need to know the way you came upon what you got. It's more like I'm here and I'm sharing it, and everybody's gonna be able to win at the end anyways.
Right.
So I know I really like that. Well, I guess so. You said you've been doing it for a year, but you've done cosplay for oh no, that is what you did for a year, huh? The cosplay?
Yeah, a little.
No.
Yeah, a little more than a year actually, but yeah.
But I was gonna say, have you seen like a difference between the role that social media plays within the way that your photography or your modeling has developed?
Um, yeah, I mean,
I mean, you've seen a lot of photographers develop their own photography skills.
yeah, I mean, I guess Instagram in general has become like a platform for a lot of artists just to showcase their work and not only that, but to connect with people and other artists and create things. And I think that's pretty cool, you know, like
Right.
you work with people you probably never thought you would have worked with.
Right, of all ages
Mm-hmm.
Only
and genders.
right, like you know, like all the photographers there, they're not the same age, but they all get along and they all hang out, you know, outside of the meet, you know, in their own sector.
People have made their own subgroups within the
within
larger groups.
with larger group,
but then
and
they still meet up together.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's not, how do I put it, people would say it's high school, but not really, because nobody cares about what the drama is. They're just there to hang out, you know.
yeah, it's like outside of like you want to create something like, and you guys push each other within your own like selves, which pushes others to do more work, you know. Or a lot of it. What about like these shoots? Like, you've drawn it, or have you already told the photographer, hey, I'm about to create this, and you think you can capture this, or some of them?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it kind of goes both ways. Like photographers have come up to me like, hey, do you think you could do this? And they give me an image of what, you know, they're looking for. And I was like, you know, I could put my own twist to it, but I think I could do it. And, you know, that makes me step out of my comfort zone and try something new, which is, you know, I invite that, you know, like how else am I going to grow? But other times, you know, I have an idea that I want to embark, and you know, photographers, they're willing to capture that, and I've worked with a number of photographers so far, and you know, I'm hoping to work with others as well, just to, you know, learn different people's styles and different images that I never thought would have been possible.
Right.
Right. Like there's people that we see at the meets that they're in character, but once they step out of character and they come outside of character, you don't recognize them anymore. You don't know who they are. You're like, who's this guy talking to me? Like, I never seen him before. Like, you know, and then there's people that off the back, like, you know who they are. Once you see them step into a camera, oh, it's this person. Don't, you know, we already know who showed up. Let's just go, you know. And let's just start taking pictures.
Right.
Is there other artists that you admire or go by, and kind of like the kind of painting that they do, or the modeling, or events that you go to, or a lot of it has just been like you just picked up specific things you've liked, or because we're all influenced by different artists sometimes, right?
Yeah, definitely. Let me think. I mean, I can't really think of any.
What about for this one? Like, was she influenced by a specific character, or did you kind of come up with it?
You know, I get a lot of my ideas off of the web, and I try to kind of incorporate my own look into it.
Oh,
like,
that's what you say, huh?
yeah, so.
They're very original. So they're tight, you know. I like that.
Really tight.
They're really tight. I mean, I even like how you do. I mean, Angel's pointed out, or even you pointed out how you do like the female version of a character.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I don't know if you do multiple gendered characters.
Like you reverse.
Like you'll be dressed like a male character, or.
Oh yeah, I've done that quite a few times. Probably too many, to be honest.
Too many. It just happens. There's no difference in the way that you do your makeup for it, or the way you prepare for it, or because sometimes I feel like specific genders feel like they need to model a specific way to expose like the person or themselves to pop out. But is modeling for a gender have anything to do with?
You know, I've done, I guess, both ways. I've done a female version of a character from Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki. He's the main character from Tokyo Ghoul, and it's a male, but I cosplayed it as a female, but I've also cosplayed him as male, as
Nice.
well. So like, you know, like if I'm trying to be more original, then I'm gonna go with the male.
If you're having fun.
But you know, this is also just for fun. I'm not gonna take it seriously that
Yeah.
you know. And you know, if I feel like creating another look with it, then I'm gonna go my way and just do it, even if it's not, you know, the norm, I guess.
Right.
So.
I mean, that's the fluidity that you're able to create with the characters that you've done. Like this one's really cool. It's the black and white, and then you got the red contacts.
Oh yeah, that was the first meet that I went to. That's how I came
That's
about.
how you came?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you go alone, or did you go with other people?
No, I went alone, but I guess from the pictures I didn't really know how to dress, because I saw either models with, you know, like they were posed up to cars, and they were wearing, you know, dresses, short dresses and whatnot, and so I kind of, it was kind of funny. I did that face paint, but I was wearing like a really short dress and like high heels, and because I thought that's how you're supposed to dress, and I felt like super uncomfortable, and I didn't do that again. As you guys could see at the meets, I'm pretty conservative, I guess. Just not my face paint. That's a different story. But you know, I guess I had this idea of how the meets, you're supposed to dress up at the meets, but I mean, later on I just kind of dismissed that, like, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and that's what I did. So.
No, and that's the thing we were trying to bring out was like, you know, like there's different people that would say, oh, this photographer does certain pictures, you know, he won't get this person, or this person only does this kind of work. She won't want to step out of that zone to do this stuff, you know, and how everybody like pushes themselves to, you know, go above and beyond. Have you seen yourself do a lot more just like rigid stuff to just do being okay, you know, this is somebody asked me to do something, like they want to shoot but they don't have a concept to it, I could just make it up. You just go all out, or do you just like limit yourself, like, okay, I could only work this with this much, and I have this much to work with?
I think it really depends on whether you know, someone's trying to create an image. Like I try really hard to try to correspond to what they're trying to make, because you know, in the end it's really well, I mean, I guess it depends, but like I try to create what the artist and I guess the photographer, what they want.
Do they let you do free?
But yeah, they also let me sometimes just you know, do you? I like what you do, and just come up with something. You know, I think I'm gonna be happy either way. I just want to get a nice image of you, things like that, and I kind of just, you know, I play it up, and I
so
just.
what do you prefer?
Thing.
Playing and being more free on it, or having somebody tell you, this is what I want you to look like? Can you do this?
Honestly, yeah, I think it's more that one. It's just like, I don't think art should be limited to something. It should be based on what you interpret or what you want from this, or the emotion that you portray. You know, it's about that. I don't think it should be limited. That's my opinion. So.
Okay. Right. But that's good though. You know, just, you know, seeing the whole process is just, you know, it looks like a lot, but you make it seem like it's just, you know, I just painted red and then I just did black.
Angel, you could do it. You gotta believe.
I gotta believe. I'm doing it on a piece of paper. That's what I'm trying to do. Right.
Well, we have like 2 minutes left to the show, but we definitely, or how long do you feel like you need for?
Oh, I'm pretty much done. I'm just kind of adding little
the
details.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So then-
wanted to do kind of like a little, if you're down for it, because you're really dressed up, you know, do kind of like a mini little photo shoot if you wanted to do that, like on the side, and then we'd just put the cameras, and then of course the other guests are gonna come on.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Since we already have like 5 photographers. Hey, T-Red's here too.
T-Red. Everybody's here.
How's
Alright.
it going? Welcome.
Let's
So
move.
definitely,
and
I
organize.
appreciate you guys
For everybody
you
for coming through.
for
And
coming and doing
Fifi's
this
already
live,
stretching.
and
Look, stretch Fifi. You see?
she's ready for the photos.
Stretch Fifi. You gotta stretch for your photos. Fifi.
And for not just doing the Q&As, but for doing your paint
Paint
live.
while doing the Q&A.
What?
Yeah, while doing both.
Right?
And
Multitasking.
It was fun. Thank you guys for having me.
Who says we can't go live and record?
this one is a really cool character.
All right? Jigsaw.
The
My
Jigsaw
soul.
Knight. That one caught me by surprise. I was like, yes. That one we took on Broadway.
I'm planning to do The Exorcist next.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll see.
Girl. But
Yeah,
thank
fuck that
you.
guy.
So right now, like I said, we're gonna move the cameras to the side and we're kind of do a little shoot just to end it. And thank you.
Yay.
All right. So right now we're just gonna take the other angle, as you guys can see. Thank you, Josie. Thank you, Angel, Marco, Hoken, Dronebox, and you guys are gonna witness a little bit what goes down in the meets, kind of where everybody's kind of shows up. This is what from what Josie's telling me. I myself never been to one, so but Josie says, yeah, it's all about just showing up, bringing the photographers, models, and you guys. We're watching Crimson, right?
Yes.
She came on, and she was showing you guys a little bit about what she does before going to the meets. So yeah, they're gonna head out to off the green screen, and you guys can watch for the rest of the time.
Right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. No, it's my mic was off.
Oh,
That's why I went to the bathroom and came back.
all right.
They didn't hear none of that.
Marco, can you hear me? All right, guys. So they're gonna go and do their thing right now. You guys can see the models about to get there.
What's up? Shit. Wait, do we still have the mic on?
Yeah, you can take it off. All right, guys, you guys still watching? There's in the screen right. You have Crimson right there. And you got Absurd right there in the shot. He's eating some kind of chocolate or something. Brownies. Hey, Absurd, say hi. Cool. So again, thank you guys for watching. This is 124. Unless we skip one, then we have to reshoot like 123 or something. I don't think I had my caffeine today, so that's why. It kind of makes it hard. And so yeah, Josie's still kind of setting up. You can see her. Now you can see me. What's up, everybody? So we got about like 10 minutes. All the photographers are gonna shoot. Cause Josie invited a couple of the photographers from the meets. And today that's what the whole episode was about. You know, that's what I was telling you guys. We get creative. We don't really necessarily do painting, watercolor. We've done fashion shows, and today you guys get to see a little bit of what goes on in the meets. The last time I seen them, I was in downtown, and it was just, I don't know, at least 70, 80 people just doing they were using fire and different types of light, different types of clothing, cars. It was just popping. It was just like people having fun right there in downtown LA. So we're closely All right. So, Marco, you want to switch to the other camera? All right. You guys can see. Is that? All right. You guys can watch. There's Absurd. He's eating another brownie. All right, guys. Again, thank you guys for watching the Eskwilax Hour 124.
Young man, say the old man, you're standing in the way. Your generation ruined everything. You're getting old and gray. Soon you will decay. The old man, say the young man, if all you want is change, then change the way you speak to me. That's no way to behave. Well, I don't know you, and I don't know you anything at all. I don't know you. I'm pretty sure one day you're gonna fall. The young man, say the old man, you're running out of time, looking weak and feeble, and one day you're gonna die. I hope that soon you die. Well, I don't know you, and I don't know you anything at all. I don't know you. Pretty sure one day you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. The old man said, the young man, there's a fate far worse than death. Wait till you get older and you have nothing left. Nothing left, young man. Nothing left. Nothing left, oh, nothing left. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I know I love you, but I can't change my mind. Oh, I know I love you, love you, love you. Oh yeah. Oh, I know I love you, love you, love you. Oh yeah. Oh, I know I love you, but I can't change
Ba